All right, y'all. So I feel it's necessary to step into the realm of commenting on hot topics. This world is spinning out of control real fast, and I'm watching it on a day-to-day basis, and I'm thinking, if I said something, would it make a difference? It probably wouldn't, but at least I wouldn't be sitting there thinking, damn, I ain't say nothing while this bullshit was happening. Because I feel like throughout the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, a lot of people just sat there and didn't say nothing. And because no one said anything about the bullshit that was happening, I feel like this is why society is what it is today. So I want to talk about Vivica Fox's views or opinions or whatever on Nick Cannon having 10 children. And I'm going to play this little snippet and then I'm going to say what I say.
Boys, they need positive father figures, especially African American, because they Black. And just providing a check. I've seen so many people that in the past have dated like athletes and gotten child support. What if he gets hurt? Things happen. But fatherhood deserves responsibility, accountability, and children need that in their lives.
So this is a woman, meaning you know nothing about what it means to be a father. You can speculate all day, but you have no concrete evidence, no personal experience with parenting as a father. I don't even know if Vivica Fox has children, because I don't know if she's the type of woman that any nigga felt comfortable nutting in. I know 50 Cent didn't. He chucked the deuces on her ass. But look at the panel, hun. We have Claudia Jordan, who was embarrassed on national TV with the couples retreat shit. Vivica Fox, who we been wrote off. Lisa Ray, we been wrote off. She couldn't act in her debut movie, and everything that she played in after that was trash, but we just, went along with it, trying to support her ass. And Selena Johnson, I ain't really got nothing to say about sis. You know what I'm saying? She cool with the Kanye camp. She been to herself. She ain't really got a whole lot to say. I didn't hear nothing from her right here. It seems like she know how to shut the fuck up. So I'm not gonna say nothing about her, but the rest of these old bitches. Look at Lisa Ray's face. It's a face of contempt. This is the face that a man don't want to come home to. That's why her man left. Vivica Fox, you talking too much about some shit you don't understand. The best thing that ever happened in your life that you still regret to this day left you, probably because you always talking about some shit that you don't even know the whole facts about. And Claudia Jordan, girl, the way that man been punking you, and he looked like he's sus. He looked like he a little... The man who played you on national TV, and he looked like he a little... Girl, I don't want to hear nothing from your motherfucking mouth. So let's talk about it. Nick Cannon got a lot of goddamn children. But you know what? So does my father. I have 10, maybe 11, maybe 12. Because there's this mysterious child named Lisa. None of us siblings know if she's real or not. There was just a rumor about her. When your daddy been hitting it off, bah, 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 been busting it down so much that you got a mythological brother or sister. It's a sister named Lisa. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who brought it to the table. I don't know where this conversation come from, but I have a hypothetical sister named Lisa. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's real. But I do know that I have 7 brothers and 2 sisters. And it could possibly be 8 brothers and 2 sisters, because my daddy still be hitting them hoes, because y'all little hoes still give it up. 72 years old, he can still bag any one of y'all bitches, because my daddy got gang like that. He's an Aries, old Carlos Miller ass nigga. One of them types. Yeah, a real nigga. All my life I've seen men like basically in any environment where my father is, I've seen men look up to my dad. So he's one of those dudes. So of course these little bitty bitches gonna bust it open for him. And Nick Cannon gives me that exact same energy. Boss dude, he has so many experiences. He's been to the highs and lows of life. He understands life from a different perspective. So he just a real nigga on a whole different plane of existence. And these bitches be busting it open for him. And he has children, right? But let me tell you something about my dad of 10 children, possibly 11 or 12. Because there's a little boy. I'm the baby girl. Of the girls, there is a legit, a completely solid known 3 girls that he's had, you know. My oldest sister, the middle sister, and then me. I'm the youngest. And then there's a bunch of boys. My dad has a bunch of boys. That should tell you something about his energy. He produces a lot of boys, a little bit of girls. It doesn't matter how many children a man has. It matters about what they commit to their children. And I can tell you from experience, ain't none of my daddy's children's gone unseen about. The ones he had with his first wife, they grew up with the father in the house. The ones he had with his second wife grew up with his second girlfriend because he was still married to his first wife. The second girlfriend was my mom. We still grew up with the father in the house. Every day I came home from school, my daddy was home. I knew my father was coming home. The only time that I wasn't sure about when I would see my father was when my mom was in her feelings and took us away from him. That's the only time that I was unsure about me seeing my father. But he was in my life. He was in my life. Okay? The third baby mama, because he has what? Okay, so he has about 5 baby mamas, I should say at this point. The 5th one is a maybe. No, the 6th one is a maybe. The 5th one we know. The 6th one is a maybe. Just stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. He had all these children, but we all know him. And the crazy thing about it is I could depend on my dad more than I could depend on my mama. She was there every day in the house, but I can't depend on her ass because she all about self. Selfish ass woman, just like most of these women. So when men mistreat women because them bitches be all about self, I completely understand. Because the only time that I ever did not have my father in my life was because my mom took us away from him. On purpose. She didn't have to go that far away from him to not fuck with him. She went that far away from him to get at him. Because me as an adult, I have my own, grown up adult relationships with men. And I never had to go millions of miles away, or not even millions of miles. I've never had to go a long distance away to get away from a man. If I don't want to deal with your ass, I'm just not going to pick up the fucking phone. I can block you. I cannot have you around. If you show up to my shit, I'm going to call the popo on your ass. Because I don't want you here. It was never that type of situation with her, though. She would go many miles away just to spite my father. You know what I'm saying? And as a child, I suffered from that. Her taking the children physically far away from him so that he cannot reach them. So I understand that from a man's perspective, how that harms a man. I also understand from a man's perspective how you can have multiple baby mamas and still be involved in your children's lives and still affect your children's lives. All of the most important lessons that I have about life came from my father. And he was kicked out of my house when I was 13. My parents split when I was 13 in the 8th grade. It was a done for, dead situation for them. But from the 8th grade, from the time I was born to the time I was in the 8th grade, I knew that I had a father. And I knew that even if he came home late, he was going to come home. And he did just that. He has 11, maybe 12 children. And each and every one of us know him. If any of us have a problem, we know who to call. For the most part, we not going to call no woman. Because my daddy has a type. He like light-skinned women with good hair. My daddy has a type. We not going to call them. We going to call our father to come through for us. Because even with 11, possibly 12 children, I ain't never known my daddy to be broke a day in my life. And I can relate to that as far as Nick Cannon's children. For their whole life, they never gonna know their dad to be broke. They gonna always know that there's somebody in their corner. Women get in their feelings and they think that a man is supposed to do the same thing that they're doing. You talking about what this man can and can't do. You don't know what the fuck it mean to be a man. You don't know what the fuck is on a man's head and on a man's shoulders throughout the day. You don't know nothing about the responsibility that it takes to be a man. But let me tell you, as someone who has 7, 8, 9 brothers, because I don't know if the 8th and the 9th are really kin to me. DNA tests are still inconclusive. I don't know. But I'm going to claim them because I know my daddy be still fucking. So they could be my brothers. So with 7 confirmed, maybe 8, maybe 9 brothers, I know that my dad has always been there when I needed him. And when you get to be grown, when you a kid and you immature and you think the world revolves around you, of course you be like, oh, my dad is not here. But when you an adult and you know real situations and you get fucking locked up, the first person you gonna call is your daddy. When a bill is due and your lights cut off and you know that you can't get them cut back on immediately, the first person you're going to call is your daddy. If you've known this person. And I've known my father since I was born. As a product of a man who has 11, possibly 12 children with 6, possibly 7 baby mamas, possibly 8 baby mamas. And I know my father. I know his character. I know who he's been to me. And even though my own mother tried to program hate in me toward him, I know who he is because of who he's shown up to be in my adult life. You get what I'm saying? So these women who've been hurt in their own life or who are jaded in their own relationships, you bitter ass bitches who a man won't stay with because y'all hoes are insufferable. You don't know how to shut the fuck up. You talking about another man's seed. Who the fuck do you think you are, bitch? You couldn't even keep your man. Who the fuck do you think you are telling somebody else the whole world been roasting your high cheekbone having ass, you hard cheeked ass heifer, you horse face ass bitch, you fall off ass hoe, cause you not who you used to be and set it off. You just a straight to DVD movie ass bitch at this point. Who the fuck do you think you are talking about what a man can and can't be as a father? You ain't never been a father. Wanna be dominant ass bitch. You ain't never been nobody daddy. Who the fuck do you think you are commenting on another man's family life? And that's what's wrong with y'all bitches today. And that's why misogyny exists, because laws have to be passed. Barriers have to be placed to keep y'all bitches in your place. To make y'all hoes shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck this man can and can't do. He has so many resources. He could literally be on FaceTime with his child all day. Y'all bitches be in the same household with a child and you be so depressed about a man that you won't even pay attention to the child in the same motherfucking house as you. Because you so mad that a man dumped your motherfucking ass. You worrying about some material shit. Why don't he think I'm fine? I'm a hot bitch. Why don't he think I'm this? Why don't he think I'm that? And your child is missing out on a motherly connection because you so busy trying to please a motherfucking man. Meanwhile, that child knows that they can call their father and their father gonna be right there for them. Claudia Jordan, bitch, don't nobody like you. Anybody who works with you ends up not liking you. Bitch, it's you. You the problem. Vivica Fox, you the fucking problem, bitch. Who the last hoe? I don't even remember her. Lisa Ray, bitch, girl, bye. Ain't nobody checking for you, hoe. You can't act. That's why your acting career ain't never did shit for you. The best thing you ever had was that man. You claimed Dwayne Martin took him away from you. Probably because Dwayne more interested in your ugly ass. Bitch. I don't give a fuck what your skin tone is. You ain't that cute. And you ain't never been that cute. I need women to stop commenting on fatherhood. You don't know what the fuck it means to be a father. You don't know what type of impact a father's presence has on a child. But a father is stability. And one thing I know about my father with 10, 11, 12 children, possibly 12, is that it don't matter how many kids he gonna have. If I ever call on him, he gonna motherfucking be there. He gonna be there. So her opinion does not matter, especially for a rich-ass man. He got a level of wealth that Vivica will never know. She's past the point of her life where she had a possibility to ever get where he is. In her set-it-off days, she had the possibility. In her two can play that game, there was a possibility that she could get there. At this point in her life, bitch, you will never get where Nick Cannon is. That train has zoomed up the motherfucking railway from you. That boat has sailed. It's gone for you. Vivica, you will never be where Nick Cannon is. So you can never possibly imagine what it takes to be a father in his position. You don't have no motherfucking input on him. Because my mother only had 2 children. My father has 10, 11, possibly 12 children because he's a motherfucker who believes in being fruitful and multiplying. I trust in my father more than I trust in my mama bitter bitch ass. I trust in men more than I trust in y'all bitter bitch asses because y'all move on emotion. Selfish emotion. If you don't feel good about a situation, you'll make sure everybody else suffer around you just because you don't want nobody else being happy around you. A man will suffer in silence just to make sure everybody else is good. So y'all bitches can shut the fuck up. Because I'm a child of a man who had 10, 11, 12 children. I'm still not sure. But one thing I am sure of is that if I call him right now, he'll pick up the phone. At 12:13 a.m. on September 1st, 2022, if I call my father right now, he gonna pick up the fucking phone. And I know that y'all bitches is unreliable. So y'all hoes can shut the fuck up about what Nick Cannon do and don't do with his dick. It's none of your fucking business.